how long have you known that personal brand, creating content, all this side of thing is perhaps, depending on how well you are, how good you are at doing it, is as effective, not more effective than just traditional pick up the phone and cold call people? Is this a
I can give
long-standing
you the
opinion?
date. I'm going to give you the date that it happened for me.
Okay.
March the 23rd, 1992. That's the day that my first column appeared in print in the Charlotte, North Carolina Business Journal. It had my phone number in the bio. And a guy called me up and says, "Do you do business consulting?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he said, "What kind do you do?" And I said, "Well, I specialize in hands-on, no bullshit." And he said, "Well, how quick can you get here?" And I said, "I can probably be there in about an hour." And I walked out of that call with a check for $1,000. I think that's like 5,000 pounds now. I walked out of there with $1,000 check. I brought it back to the Business Journal, to the publisher, and I said, "You see this? I'm never going to make a sales call again as long as I'm alive, ever." Now, since that time, I've done 2,500 speeches, keynotes, trainings, whatever, not made one sales call. So if you want to talk to me about the value of content and the value of attraction and the value of calling versus dialing, anyone who does it is an idiot. and they hate their job.
Yeah, of course.
But hang on 1 second. Let me say one more thing before somebody jumps all over me. Cold calling is a lousy place to make a sale, but it happens to be a great place to learn how to sell, because you have about 5 seconds to get through to that person. And then you have to set a meeting. And what do you say when you get to the meeting? Most people, when the guy on the other end of a cold call is agreeable, the sales guy hardly knows what to do. He's used to fighting, or she's used to fighting. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying do it until you don't have to do it anymore. Do it till you learn it, and then go into something that creates attraction.
So
attract, engage, connect. Attract, engage, connect. Those are the three elements that will get a salesperson way past their quota.
So final thing on this then, and this might be a 4-hour conversation in its own right, Jeffrey. Why is it you found this out in 1992 firsthand? I found this out from starting the Salesman podcast and the other show that we do, and within weeks had thousands of downloads just by fluke more than anything else. And very quickly realizing that attention has more value than just me going around to hospitals and speaking to surgeons. It has more value to the marketplace. And so there's more opportunity to drive revenue from it, right? Why has it taken, it took me until I was, 25 or so to suss that out. You sussed this out, what's that? We're going on 30 years ago. Why is it taking the marketplace so long to catch up?
I'm going to tell you, I can say it in 2 or 3 words. Number 1, stupid leadership. And number 2, pints. People will go to a pub at 4 or 5 o'clock at night and say, "Oh, I'll just have a pint or 2." That fucks people up. You can't think clearly at the end of a pint. And your game plan for the next day is a little muddy. And by the time you get home, you have no incentive to plan. You're tired. You're sleepy. You're stupid. You fall over yourself. You drive into a tree. Luckily, they have a great underground system in most of Europe, and especially in England, especially in London, where you can take the tube someplace and get out in 3 stops, and you don't have to worry about driving your car. And now they have Uber, so you don't have to worry about anything. But the bottom line is, you have to stay sober if you want to make money. And the people that are out there partying or watching something stupid on Netflix or whatever, those people lose. They're not serious enough about their business to be able to be innovative. The reason I came up with this, with the concept, was because I was paying attention. That's it. I was paying attention, going to sleep sober, waking up full of energy. We have so many diversions right now. You can't walk down the street without looking at your phone. You're walking down the street and your phone goes off in your back pocket and you pull the sucker out to look at it. I see people walking off of planes, Will, and they walk into a wall looking at their phone. And they go, oh, sure, just walked into a wall. And they keep going like nothing bad happened. We are too diverted from our real responsibility. And in this day and age, it's a 3-word: help customers win. Help customers win. Do that. When it's time to buy, they'll buy.
And I guess this is other than it's wider culturally, right, that people waste too much time on the phones. I know for me personally, I don't have the Gmail app on my phone. So to open my actual email is a pain in the ass of logging in and all that kind of stuff. I don't have anything on the home screen. I have to talk about what we were talking about before. I have to hack the process of opening something because I'm not dumb that I'll do it subconsciously otherwise. So that's one element, and that's a larger, more difficult thing to solve for the teams underneath the sales leaders who listen to this show. But culturally, within an organization, we've got a lot of opportunity to reprogram our team's brains, right, metaphorically and almost physically, the way that our brains work. What is the starting point? And this will lead on to another conversation, another time, I'm sure. What is the starting point, Jeffrey, to start to get our teams to focus on helping the customer? Is there any bang for buck, most important thing we should be doing? Is it customer interviews or something like that?
Stop preaching and start talking. Have a dialogue rather than a monologue. If I led a sales team, I would have the meeting start out by saying, okay, guys, tell me what's up. Each individual person, tell me what's up. What are you doing? What did you do that was great yesterday? What was the best thing you did yesterday? How did you make a deal yesterday? And I do these seminars, and before I do the seminar, they're all customized. I have to talk to leadership and salespeople so I know how to customize my information. You go to a doctor's office and he doesn't say, looks like your leg's hurting you, Will. No, it's my arm. I was going to say that next. No, they say, where does it hurt? They ask the question. And the sales leader has to be more collaborative by asking, has to be more dialogue by asking, hey, how'd it go yesterday? What was your biggest obstacle? Oh, wow, that's my favorite objection. Let me share with you how I do it. It's up to the leader.